Hello, welcome to Katie's Kitchen, and today I'm making corn casserole. It's a really good dish as a side. Sometimes I make it just because. And in it goes Jiffy corn mix, sour cream, 0 to however many eggs you feel like. I usually just put 1. And then some butter. It's actually 1 stick of butter, but I've got the half sticks, and that's okay. Still 1 stick of butter. And that can disappeared because it was suspicious, so I got another one. There's a can of cream-style corn, the whole can. And I'm adding some whole kernel corn that I've drained, and that's optional, but I'm adding it today. And then you bake it in a pan about this size. So I'm going to put all the ingredients in the pan, casserole dish, whatever you want to call it. And that's it, corn casserole. Very easy. Now, kidding, I'm going to get a pot to mix it in. And why a pot? Because at the time this was filmed, I had an extremely severely sprained ankle, and I can't climb a ladder. So here I'm adding the 1 box of Jiffy corn mix. You can certainly make your own cornbread mix. It just has to be the equivalent to one of those boxes. And to that, I'm going to add some butter that I failed to melt off camera, so now you get to sit there and watch me put butter into a measuring cup. And that was room temperature butter, and the reason I'm not throwing the papers away is because I'm going to use them to grease the casserole dish. So into the microwave it goes, and instantly it's melted through the magic of editing. Got to get all that buttery goodness off. Okay, so now that that's in there, I'm going to find my egg and crack it and put it in there. Now, generally, you kind of want to crack an egg over a separate bowl so you don't get any shells, but I didn't do that. And I actually regretted that because I found the shell. So here I'm going to add my whole kernel corn. I could have done with about half of that much, and then a little can of green chilies. Those are always good, but I didn't have any green chilies. But they're really good. Or you could put Rotel in it if you want. Just make it a little bit pink. And the cream-style corn. Very delicious. The whole kernel corn is optional, but the cream corn and the sour cream and the Jiffy mix, those are really key. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of sour cream. And you can totally use vegan ingredients in this recipe. It's just, it's really versatile. You can change it however you want. I just really wish I had had the green chilies. And I couldn't get all the sour cream out of the measuring spoon, so I'm trying to just make the best of it and scrape it off. It didn't work, so later on I'm going to lick that off camera. And now, stir, stir, stir. And as you can see, the sour cream really doesn't want to mix in very well, so you really have to get at it with that spoon or spatula or whatever you want to stir with. I'm scraping the bottom just to make sure there's no bits at the bottom that I'm going to miss. And making sure that everything's mixed in. We usually like to have this at Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. But sometimes I just make it because I just want some. And as a matter of fact, I was making some of this for the neighbor whose dog I was walking when I sprained my ankle stepping into a low spot or hole or something on the grounds that was obscured by grass. And she felt really terrible about it. So I just wanted to let her know that, no hard feelings. It wasn't her fault or her dog's fault. It was just it just happened, you know. So anyway, greasing the casserole dish with some butter paper. And if you let your butter go to room temperature, you're going to have some residue. And rookie mistake here, I blocked the camera with my giant hand. So I have to turn it around and face it to the camera. And you want to get all that in there. This is one of those awkward moments of silence. I have no idea what to say here, but I'm just gonna sit here and twiddle my thumbs while past me blocks the camera with a giant hand again and then spills stuff. Alright, and here we go. And as usual, my, what's it called? My exposure is washing out anything that's bright, much like it did on that canned ground beef video that everybody was so grossed out about. It washed out some of the color and made it look gross. I mean, grosser than canned ground beef usually looks. But I assure you, it was totally fine. Okay, so then I put this in the oven at... And this is the finished corn casserole. And now I'm going to take a Pinterest-worthy scoop. Gotta be perfect, right? No, nobody's perfect. And plop. And this stuff is really good. You know, the consistency of it really depends on how many eggs you use to cook it with. 0 eggs, it's a lot runnier. 1 egg, it's about like this. 2 eggs, it's way firmer. 3 eggs might be overkill. Alright, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell button.